Welcome once again to the channel. I'm Octane, and today we take a look at your Dark Commander deck, which is an immortal killer deck, which is really important. And the cards we've got for this week deck is quite nice for the event that we have starting a bit later on today. So we'll take a look at the ultimate form first and foremost, which is called Defraggers. And this is a really nice ultimate form for this particular event because of a previous deck which we've got, which is called Glorious Golems, and we're going to talk about that deck a bit later on in this video. Now this card, the Defraggers, create 8 power gem 6s, dispel 1 enemy debuff, and cleanses one. It cleanses 1 enemy debuff and it dispels 1 enemy buff. It heals for 500% of recovery and increases self damage. Now the 8 power gem 6s is really good, really nice. The ability to dispel 1 enemy debuff is really important as well during the commander event, especially for the ultimate bosses. So that is really good. It's really good that we've got that ability within the battle skill, so you are able to activate it as and when you need it. It's also got the ability to cleanse 1 debuff from each Dark Commander hero, which is really good. It is important to note that it's only from Dark Commander heroes and not from Dark Slayer heroes. So if you've got a mixture of Dark Slayer and Dark Commander, you'll only dispel the debuff from your Dark Commander cards using this card. It will heal you for 500% of your recovery, depending on how many debuff you have dispelled, and it will increase self damage, which is quite important. The self damage increase on this card will give you the ability to deal massive damage when you combine this particular card along with the Master Collection card with the Glorious Golems. Not the Glorious Golems per se, but our performance unit area and unit area, which we'll look at a bit later. 9 gem charge rate, 2 turn cooldown for this deck. It's got free passive. Rapid stab is quite nice. You get 3 extra power gem 6s each time this card attack, giving you a total of 11 power gems. So this card has the possibility of creating 11 power gem 6s, which is really nice. Unstoppable is quite good as well. Lookout is absolute rubbish. I don't believe gem raining ability is a really good passive skill to have on any card. It doesn't really work very well. It doesn't work as well as gem fall. So personally for me, I think that's absolute garbage. One of them buff that the boss will be running is armor. Armor can be a time waster as well. It can waste a lot of time, especially when you're going up against ultimate bosses. So it's quite nice that the battle skill for the ultimate form can actually remove that. So for me, this ultimate form is really nice, and I think it's really brilliant, especially for this particular event, considering we've got the Golems deck. Going forward, however, I don't see it as a very useful utility card. Not to say it can't be a good utility card, but not a very good utility card. Let's take a look at the Master Collection card, Longshot, and Longshot creates 8 power gems. 8 power gems as well, 8 power gem 6s. It also dispels 1 enemy buff, which is quite good. It increases self damage as well, which is quite nice. It's got Lookout, which we are not going to talk about again because I think it's a useless passive. It's got 2 turn cooldown as well. This one has got the ability to dispel power gem silence, which is not too bad. Because we've got our performance unit area in our arsenal, this debuff is not a bad debuff because we can dispel that even if we haven't got the Master Collection card with high performance unit area. So the Master Collection card is a good Master Collection card for this event, but not as a utility card. The ultra rare, new and improved hero. So this one will create 8 power gem 6s as well. It cleanses 1 enemy debuff from each Dark Commander era on the deck, which is quite nice. If you've got 2 cards that's able to cleanse debuff from your deck, it means if you're 8 by 2 each one of your cards are 8 by 2 debuff, you can cleanse both debuffs using your ultimate form and your ultra rare, which is quite nice. It heals for 500% of your recovery for each debuff dispelled. It's got 2 passive, it's unstoppable, and plus it's got rapid stab. It creates 3 Dark Power Gem 6s whenever you attack, giving this card the ability to create 11 Power Gem 6s. Really, really nice. Comparing the two, the Master Collection card and the Ultra Rare, I would rather the Master Collection card for this particular event, because it's got the ability to boost its damage output by 50%, making it vastly more useful during this event than the Ultra Rare. So if I was gonna get one of these cards, I would rather to get the Master Collection card. However, I would say if you can only craft one of the 2 cards, save your gems. If you get lucky in the 500 gem vault, then you can craft the ultimate form. But if you can only craft one, because I can only craft one, I wouldn't waste my gems to craft one of these cards. It's better to save your gems to actually craft a ultimate form. So let's look at the event card, our main card, depending on what you would call it. And the main card is not too bad. It creates 6 Dark Power Gem 6s. It's got Striker Pose, which is the same gem raining ability, where if you've got 4 or more Dark Power Gems on the board, it greatly increases the Dark Gem drop rate for 1 turn. Absolute rubbish. But apart from that, I think it's a nice event card or main card, whichever you want to call it. I think it's very nice because it creates 6 Power Gem 4s, which makes it a nice Power Gem spawner and a good damage dealer in this event. Not too bad. The support card. Now your support card is called Hero, and it will dispel 1 enemy debuff. So I'm assuming that it dispels 1 enemy debuff from all your cards. Maybe not, probably just dispel 1 enemy debuff from 1 card. It doesn't specify, it just said dispel 1 enemy debuff, and it heals for 10,000% of your recovery, which is a bit better than 5,000%, but again, it's not really a great healer. It's got 2 turn cooldown. It's got a passive called Shadow Cloak. It creates 8 Dark Gems whenever this hero attacks. So this card will be able to create 8 Dark Gems every single turn as long as you attack, which is okay. Not great, but it's okay. Okay support card. Now deck on a whole, I think is a good deck for this event, but going forward, I don't think it's quite brilliant. But if you are thinking about going up in the leagues, like if you're in Kings League or Emperor League and you're thinking about getting into the league just above, or if you're in Legend League and you decide that you want to place high on the solo leaderboard, I think this is a deck that you could go for. I don't think you should go too deep. If you've got your gems and you decide to craft it, I think it's a nice deck to craft. If you're lucky enough to get it, congratulations. Like myself, I haven't got anything, but what I will be using is this, and it's a deck that needs no introduction. It's a Glorious Golem deck. Now the Glorious Golem deck consists of the Glorious Golems, which is the ultimate form. You've got Sparras, the Goliath, and you've got High Performance Unit Area, which is one of the best utility cards in the game. Then you've got Unit Area. The difference between High Performance Unit Area and Area is this: when you activate the battle skill for Unit Area, she becomes immune to enemy damage for 1 turn. If hit by enemy attack while immune, she heals for 3,000% of your recovery. And if you are above 200 Immortal Killer Intensity, you gain Supercharge. Now you have to have 200 Immortal Killers Intensity to actually gain the Supercharge status using Unit Area. However, with high performance unit area, you gain that supercharged status straight away once you activate the battle skill and you are hit. That's the difference between these two cards. Apart from that, both card will give you supercharge. High performance unit area, if you've got 2 copies, the skill will not stack. So supercharge will not stack using 2 high performance unit area. But if you're using 1 high performance unit area and 1 unit area, as long as you've got that 200 immortal killer intensity, both supercharge will stack. And if you've got more than 1 unit area on your deck, their skill will stack. So you activate this one first, then you activate, say you've got 2 unit area on board, you activate 1 unit area. But first you get hit, you get a supercharged status, and then on the next turn you'll activate your 2nd unit area and your high performance unit area, and you'll have 3 stocks of supercharge, giving you a massive damage increase. So this combination, I'll be running unit area, high performance unit area, 2 of this Sparrows and 1 glorious golem. And this combination, I'll be running Freedom Fighter, Regal Revolutionary, Glorious Golem, Sparrows, the Goliath, and High Performance Unit area. This card is really good, really good utility card because of its nuke damage that you get on the turn after the activation of your battle skill. It creates 2 Dark Power Gem 4s, 3 Dark Power Gem 2s, and it receives the bonus attack buff for 1 turn. While the attack buff is active, this hero will strike an additional time on the next attack, and it will deal exactly 100% of the damage that this card dealt in the main attack. Not the entire deck, but only the damage dealt by this card. It will deal again 100% of it. However, if you use 3 keys, that 100% will be multiplied by 5. So you get actually 500% damage increase. So if you dealt, say, 500 trillion, you get 2.5 quadrillion with the nuke damage, making it absolutely brilliant. It's a brilliant damage dealer. Now this one, Regal Revolutionary, is there because it will upgrade your power gem. So it's create 5 Dark Power Gem 2s plus 1 more per 100 immortal killer intensity, increases immortal killer attack by 180% for 1 turn. So you get an attack increase there as well. Unbreakable Spirit. Whenever a battle skill that creates power gem is used, it heals for 2000% of your recovery, and it creates 1 more Dark Power Gem 1. It creates 1 more Dark Power Gem. Then it upgrades 4 Dark Power Gem to 1 level higher. So that's quite nice. I could actually add 1 more of Sparrows to the deck, but Regal Revolutionary, I think what it brings to the table will actually increase my damage output of Freedom Fighters a bit higher. So Freedom Fighters nuke damage will be vastly more powerful. Now if you manage to get the current deck, say you've only got the ultra rare, 1 master collection card, and the ultimate form, I would basically use our performance unit area, Glorious Golem, master collection card from current deck, the ultra rare, and the ultimate form, and that will give you a really powerful deck combination. However, to make it just a bit more powerful, I would forego using the Glorious Golems and use unit area as well. Now once you get your intensity up to 200, you activate your unit area, your high performance unit area, and then you've got double the status, so you got double the damage. Now the attack increase that you'll get from this card is 2500%. Now unit area will give you the same amount, so that will give you 5000% damage attack increase, plus the 50% damage increase from your master collection card and your ultimate form. That will give you a massive bang for your buck. If you've got 2 master collection card and one ultimate form, one high performance unit area, one unit area, you've got a really, really powerful deck on your hands. So those are some of the combinations I'll be recommended along with this combination if you've got these cards. And the next combination that I would recommend is this one. Now, my final recommendation, if you haven't got this card, you can obtain this card as we speak from the Proving Ground store. High performance unit area, once you've got the coins, can be obtained from the Proving Ground store. Please go to Proving Ground store and get your copy of High Performance Unit Area. Don't let it pass you by. This is the event that you'll need this card. It's, as I said, one of the best utility cards in the game. Go and get it. If you've got one copy already but you haven't got the Glorious Golems, do get the Master Collection card and create the Glorious Golems, because you're not gonna be able to use 2 high performance unit area to stack your supercharge. It won't work, as I mentioned before. So go and get your copy of high performance unit area. If you've got it, get Sparrows and create the Glorious Golems, and you can create this deck. So there will be a lot of people running this deck this weekend, so the event will not be an easy event. The event won't primarily be based around who's got the most powerful deck. It's gonna be based around who puts in the most work. That's what it's gonna be based on, because I can guarantee you that a lot of people have actually got the Glorious Golems, and they're gonna be running Glorious Golems. A lot of people are gonna be running this combination. A lot of people are gonna be running this combination. If you've got high performance unit area, or it's the only card from the Glorious Golem deck along with the support card, because I believe a lot of people should have this card. We have seen the Glorious Golem many times in the retro pack, so a lot of people should have unit area. If you get your copy of high performance unit area, which I highly recommend, you can run these 2 cards, high performance unit area, and like myself, if you did manage to get a copy of the main card, the event card or main card, whichever you want to call it, from the vault, let's Immortal Killer. I've got 2 copies, so here it is. I've got 2 copies. Then you can use, if you've got 1 copy, you can add 1 copy of it to the deck, or 2 copies of it to the deck. Its damage will be boost. It's just a shame that this card, they didn't give it a 25% damage increase. If this card had a 25% damage increase, it would be absolutely brilliant. It would be a brilliant event card if it had the ability to increase its own self damage. 25% would have been absolutely brilliant, but they didn't give it that ability, which is really a shame. But it can be used as a damage dealer combined with high performance unit area, and then you could basically use another dark commander card that spawns a bit of power gems to create a power gem. And that is some of my possible deck combination recommendation. Tomorrow there won't be a possible deck combination. That's the reason why I'm going through the cards that you can put together, some of the possible combination that you can put together to actually compete within the event. So let's show together that one. So you can use the main card alongside, so I've got 2 copies of the main card alongside high performance unit area and unit area. So let's get our high performance unit area in. So you put in your high performance unit area, you put in your unit area in, and if you haven't got anything else, you can show in your support card. But if you've got a card that is able to create a bit of power gems, it doesn't matter if it's it doesn't really matter if it's a commander card or if it's a Slayer card, as long as the card is able to create a few power gems for you, you can add it in just to create power gems, and then your damage dealers are going to be the main card and high performance unit area and unit area. Those are going to be your main damage dealers. So this is something that you could put together. It's a cheaper version of a deck that you could use, but it would be a deck that is effective because you've got the boost coming from high performance unit area and unit area. So all these cards are immortal killers, and all these cards are commander cards. Now, unit area, high performance unit area is able to dispel all debuffs apart from toxin and weaken, but there's no toxin this week, there's no weaken this week. So you're okay. We did not look at the third debuff. Let's look at the third debuff for this week. So the third debuff is dodge. So dodge can be a time waster as well, and it can waste your effort, so it's always good to dispel dodge from the boss. That's the buffs. So the bosses this week, I've got 2 buffs and 1 debuff, which is gem silence. Gem silence can be dispelled by high performance unit area. Unit area, however, does not dispel any debuffs. So as I said, go to the Proving Ground store right now and get your copy of high performance unit area. It is imperative that you get this card for this week. Okay, so that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully the information is helpful. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you've got any questions or any comment, you can leave it in the comment section below. This is Octane saying enjoy your day and stay safe. Bye for now.